Hey everybody, I'm the Pigglesworth, and welcome back to Decidedly Vanilla. Here we are, in a desert with a village. The desert with a village that I have described. I was actually right, there is one. And this boat apparently crashed into the desert and then began to rot away. I kid you not, these boats, these shipwrecks, it's like litter in this world. They are everywhere, an absolute mess. But this is the village that I was talking about. This village is a mess. Yikes, look at this. I think Nobody's had come over here and grabbed some villagers and was using them for his villager breeder for in town, which is fine with me because that got us a bunch of iron. What's over here? I haven't really explored all of this. Oh man, I bet there were bookshelves in there. There aren't any more. However, we do have enchanting going on in spawn, which I think for some reason it's not rendering, but it's a little bit over there. Let's move this way. Oh, I'm at level 30. I just realized that. I've been trying my best to gather up levels from smelting and gathering coal and stuff. See, right over there, that is Spawn Island. That is how close we are to spawn. And there was an OG turtle around here somewhere. I saw one. If you see any of the animals with the little blue stuff coming off of them, that's the one that Nobody's gave eternal night light or something. So there's Nash's build right there, and right over there at a render distance is the smelter. But this is going to be our desert. This is going to be the desert that we start to build our base in, and it's messing with my head because this boundary is exactly 100 blocks from that point. And then I've got another boundary on the other side, which is 100 blocks. And for some reason, it's messing with my brain. I can't tell if it's too big or too small. I mean, I'm pretty certain it's too big. But we're not going to build on all of it. I've got to make a circle, and that I've given it a square boundary. But see how close the cactus look from here? But when you're over there, this looks far away. So it kind of messes with my brain. I don't know if it's because of the color makes it look closer. I don't know. Son, just slow down, buddy. We got a little filming to do. So I figured the best thing to do before I really got started on the base out here would be to go ahead and establish a nether portal, because it's going to be nice for us to be able to get into the nether in our portal and end up over at Spawn Island or anywhere else we want to. And it seemed proper to have the nether portal right in the center of the map, okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to set this thing up facing north to south for a specific reason, because something right here is going to face east to west, okay? Just trust me with this. This is going to all make sense eventually. Now, the way that you set up these portals is you get your X, Y, Z coordinates. So my X, Y, Z is 0, which is strange. I had no idea that I'd set this right on the center of the world. So we're at 0, 300, and our level, our vertical distance is 60. You can see it changing as I jump. So here's the issue. Got a few different issues. So the way that you figure out where you want your portal to go is you divide the X. I can never remember how Minecraft does it. The X and Z coordinate you want to divide by 8, and the Y coordinate you set your portal exactly to that level. So let's go over here real quick. Hop in the water. The other thing that's littering these worlds is boats. Every shoreline, see, there's our smelter right there. Every shoreline that I go up to, my gosh, they're just like random boats all over the place. I'm going to probably have to do a collection episode where we just go around gathering up all of the boats that exist in this world. The shipwreck boats, I guess people decided that the big boats are not worth, see, here's a boat here. There's a boat there. I don't know if it's people leaving these boats so that they can just quick travel from one place to another. I'm not quite certain what is going on. But even over at that little village area that's over there, I noticed I have several boats littered about. So right up in here is the portal. Now, for some reason, this area has changed. There was a little setup over here, that orange clay setup on the ground and some beds that was marking where you spawn into the world when you first log on for the very first time. And somebody has replaced it with a bunch of spruce trees and a bunch of spruce redwoods, which now when you plant, make podzol, which is awesome. And then they've littered this area with a whole bunch of red flowers that's coming from the iron farm. We're going to go ahead and hop in here. I have no idea if this is the official place that the spawn portal is going to be at, but for now, that's where it is. So down here, we have a road to Nash's main base, okay? We're just going to run along here for a minute. Let's see here. I want to make sure that we don't get gasted. What is over here? I'd seen this earlier. I'm like, what is this? A safe box. I bet that's what it is, because gas can't blow up cobble. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to hit F3. I need to hit escape real quick because I need to get my notes set up. Right here. Here's what I was doing. So 0, 60, 38 is where we're trying to get to. Somewhere right over here. 0, 0, 32, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 0, 38 is right here. But notice the level. It's at 64. Okay? So probably what I want to do is I want to make this portal right here. And then I want to make sure that the 64 is reflected by the other portal that's in the desert. But the other thing is, this spot right here I feel like is very close to her road. I guess it's okay because this bends and goes away right here. So I think it's going to be okay. So now what I got to do is remember, in what order do we do this? I think what I'm supposed to do, because especially since these portals are so close, I think what I'm supposed to do is set up the portal in the overworld. And then I come over here and set up this portal, and then I light this portal, and that's supposed to synchronize to the portal that's over in the desert. I suspect that's what's supposed to happen. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to run over to the desert and build my portal. I'm going to run back over here and set up this portal, and then we're going to light it up, and we're going to see what happens. All right, everybody. I have got this portal set up and lit up. And I have to remind myself. I don't know why I forget this. One of these guys was in the way when I was building the portal, and I was so tempted to just go boop and pop him on the head to get him to move. And then I'm like, no, wait, Piggy, no, don't do it. If you make them mad, they all get mad. They're a bunch of bullies. So let's get ourselves some food. Now, when I lit this thing up, one of the zombie pigs was standing right there, so whoosh, went right through there. So let's see. Does this appear in the desert? I hope this works. Because if it doesn't... Did we math correctly? Uh-oh. What in the world? Why are you right there and that's right there? We made an obsidian factory is what we did. All right, so let's see here. Let's see why this didn't work. First of all, it's not facing the way I wanted it to. You take forever to break. You know that? Get out of here. So this is at 2. Oh, and it's also not 3 wide. So this is at 266, 308. That's odd. So if it's at 0, 0 divided by 8 should be 0, right? Huh. This is very weird. I don't understand why it's not working. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm probably going to have to get somebody else on the server, like Nobodies or maybe Kane, somebody who knows how to set these things up. I might need a little assistance. Wow. So I'm going to tear this up by hand a little bit later. I'm not going to make y'all endure watching me do that because that is a lot of work to do on camera. I have got myself an Unbreaking 3, but I do not have any efficiency on it or anything like that. I do want to get a few more enchanted picks going. I've got 5 diamonds sitting over. You saw like maybe a little tree farm over there. I've got a chest over there. It's got 5 diamonds. And I want to say over here in the smelter, I need to clean that out as well. I think I've got around 18 diamonds in there. So, you know, I've got a little bit of diamonds started. I've got 30 levels. It might not be a bad idea to go ahead and try and get a really good pick. Maybe a pick with fortune would be nice. So that way when we find more diamonds, we can start getting more fortune. Uh-oh. I was going to say, we're getting like a weird little lag stuff going. Oh, you know what it is. I bet it's this area right here. So we're still getting the frame rate drop. Come on, Piggy. You're going about people leaving boats everywhere, and then you start to leave a boat everywhere. So I'm still getting some frame rate drop right here because the clocks on this thing are constantly running. And that's the other thing I think we need to address is to make other people's life not miserable, we need to make this thing a welcoming place, not a place where when you get near it, it makes you go and completely messes up your video card. So I came over here earlier and checked this. Oh, it was right here. There's 53 stone sitting there. I don't know if I did that or not, so I have no idea if somebody snuck over here and used this, which it wouldn't be bad. They could sneak over here and use this because this thing's ready to be used. But what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to break into this spot right here, and that is going to give us access to a point where I can put a comparator. What I don't know is the water. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. The water column is right there, and that stinks because that's what's bringing our items up right here. Now I do need this to stay a double chest. Let's see here. Did we break? What came from right there? A furnace. That's what it was, a furnace. So we can't move that. We can shut that water down, that's for sure. We can't move that because the water column is coming up right there. I like the symmetry of this. This is a... Let's see here. I think this is part of the wall. So if I stepped on the outside of that, we would actually be able to see the wall on the outside. So I can't tear it up and do that. And this has to be a double chest with a double hopper. Let's see here. Let's think this through. Let us take a little peek right here. Okay, we know there's a water column right there. So if I was to put this right here and pull a signal from a comparator right here, we would be powering this block. But what I don't know is what's on the other side of that block. So let's just do this. I know I can put these back. Oh, night fell already. That was quick. Okay, so let's get our little travel bed going. Boop. Take ourselves a nap. Boy, I love how fast that goes. Uh-oh, I tore up the grass. Oh well, we're mowing the lawn. So we'll close that. Okay, so if I was to pull a signal and power this... Because what I also need to be able to do is to send the signal downwards, but I want to be able to hide it. I feel like if I move this over to, say, right here, and give ourselves a little bit more room, it's going to look weird. It's like that's going to be too far apart or something. So this is going to take a little bit of finagling to figure out. And I don't want to move this forward. Confusions and other confusions. But I tell you what I do need to do. I need to shut this clock off because I cannot work with all of this crazy jittery stuttering going on. This is going to drive me batty. Now what I can't remember is where in the world did I put... there we go. That's exactly what I need. Redstone torches. Help us out. We need frames and we need it now. Shut you down. Shut you down. There we go. Oh my gosh, I feel normal again. I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of experiment a little bit with this and see what I can figure out. See if I can figure out a way to make these comparators and all this stuff work. Poor design and all that kind of stuff. You know, Piggy's okay. But sometimes he struggles. Struggles a little bit with the redstone design. So, we'll put this back for now. Uh-oh. Did I really leave an empty spot right there? Piggy, what are you doing? People will realize. People will know now that that's hollow and you're getting all, you know, you're gypping people on the materials. You're supposed to fill everything up. Okay, so I'm going to kind of work through this, see if I can figure out what exactly is going to work for this, and I'm going to bring you back and I'm going to show you my solution. Alright everybody, I decided I would hop over in a creative world real quick because I figured it would be easier to explain this than if I was on the server. So we're going to set up something that's going to mimic what we're trying to do on the server, and just kind of look at this very, very strange behavior. And I'm also going to explain how I'm pulling a signal and how this clock system is going to work, okay? So what we've got going on is we have a distribution system. Let's just go ahead and set down some chests and some hoppers. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let's put that chest right there and that right there, okay? And then we're going to run a string of hoppers going up like this. And then, oh, nope. This is what gets me. Now that we can put chests side by side, you have to figure out a way to get the chest without squatting. So you have to put a solid block or something to aim at. Otherwise, when you try to put a chest there, you open up the item hopper. So that gets a little annoying, but it's an inconvenience I'm going to put up with because I can do this now, which is awesome. Okay, so the idea is that we're putting items up on the top floor of the smelter like fuel, and we want to send it down and have it be distributed amongst the clock. But the way that we turn the clock on is we want to pull a comparator signal from the hopper, so as items pass through, it sets off the signal, right? Okay, so let's put some blocks here so we can place some comparators right there. And let's watch what happens. I'm going to drop a stack of stuff in there. And notice, nothing. We don't see a signal at all. But look, items are flowing through there. So we can see stuff going through there, but it's not pulling a signal at all. It's as if the stuff's moving faster than the comparators can read it. So it's getting very frustrated because I tried up at the surface, like I was talking about, I tried setting up a comparator like this, so when you put your items in, it sends a signal way down to the clock. But the problem is, when this chest gets empty, the comparator turns off. So that means the last item has to travel all the way down. But this signal shuts off and gets down to the clock faster, so the last couple of items don't actually get distributed properly, and it was really messing things up. So I was trying where I was extending this signal with a comparator clock to make it slow to turn off. It was just turning into a mess. So I decided what I wanted to do was read the input, or read the hoppers as we get to the distribution point. And I just could not for the life of me make it work. And then for some reason, I did this by accident. Nope, not that. We're going to do this. I'm going to put that there. Stone Age. How did I get... Oh, because I clicked on the cobble. Okay. So here's what's weird. Actually, no, I didn't do that, did I? Come here, you. We'll put... Hang on. I probably should have set this all up beforehand, right? Okay, so let's put that, and we're gonna move this. That's what it is. Okay, so we're gonna come up here, and we're going to pull a signal from the hopper right before it gets to a chest. And then we're going to pull from the bottom of the chest and distribute from that side. Okay? Nope. Here we go. So we'll do that and that. And let me empty out all this stuff. There we go. So we're starting with an empty chest. And now watch what happens. We're pulling a signal. So it's really, really strange that for some reason when you transition from a hopper to a hopper, you can't pull a signal. But when you go from a hopper to a chest, you can pull a signal. So that's why you're going to see what you're going to see in a minute. But the other thing is that I decided to do this. And I'm just going to we're going to just dump a whole bunch of stuff in here so that this thing will keep running. So sometimes I noticed as stuff was passing through that for some reason the tick speed might go off and it might make one of these comparator signals turn off. And so this thing would flicker. Now right now it's being good and it's staying on. But for some reason in the other test I was doing it was flickering. So what I decided to do was pull a signal, push it to a repeater, and put the repeater on full ticks. So watch what happens. See as I'm clicking this? Actually, let's do it here. See how I'm breaking the signal? That repeater never shuts off. That's important because that feeds into a comparator clock, and we need that comparator clock to stay on as long as items are going. And then when this thing is completely empty, then it will shut off, and it will let that comparator clock shut off. So that's what I've got. How is this corner missing? I thought these things were supposed to be solid platforms when they spawned in. Okay. All kinds of weird stuff going on. But that's what I got going on with this clock setup right here. So now that you understand that, let's go ahead back to the actual server. Alright everybody, so here we are back in the smelter, and I had torn all this up and tried a bunch of different configurations. I've put it all back so it looks like it was, which is awesome. And right now I've got this little quick access point. We're going to hop down here because before I do one thing, I want to do a quick experiment. Let's see here. We need some stuff that needs to be cooked. That's what we need is cobble. Okay, and I had a ladder going up there. Do I have any more food? I got 2 apples. I was going to say, I'm starting to lose my hearts here because I've been jumping around so much. And the sun, okay, you're cooperating with us right now, so that's good. So let's run over here. What I'm talking about as far as doing a test is we need to figure out a fuel-efficient way of running this machine, okay? And here's what I mean. We're going to cook this so that I can get, we're going to get a piece of charcoal. Charcoal and coal will cook 8 items a piece. So for one piece of coal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 items will cook. So this one piece of charcoal will cook those 8 items, okay? So while that's going, let's do this. How many sticks can we get from one log? 8. So does one stick cook one item? That's the question. I don't know how... Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. It looks like it's going to be like 1 and... Okay, it's going to be 2 sticks. So sticks are half as efficient as coal. Okay. Now, while that stuff cooks, let's run down here. I'm going to show you the clock setup and everything I was talking about. And at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and explain why I'm kind of toying with this idea of sticks instead of charcoal. So that's noisy. I'll explain that in a second. I know you've seen it, but I've done something to it. So right here we've got those chests right before the distribution setup, and we're pulling a signal. I'm pulling a signal for fuel side, and I'm pulling a signal for cook side, and that way we can put stuff independently in the chests at the top, and each of them will have their own clock to run. And then we've just got, I need to fix this. This is inviting a spot for a creeper or something to spawn. I actually had one creeper spawn down here. For some reason I had a spot that wasn't lit up properly over there. It blew up some hoppers. Pretty frustrating, I must say. But this area is all set up and ready to go now. I have got 2, what are these? Droppers. I love how we can reach through the little area, peek around the hoppers now. That is so awesome. So I've got 2 droppers running instead of 1, which means if this thing is cooking a ton of stuff, we're getting stuff to the surface absolutely as fast as possible. I don't have to worry about stuff backing up in the system. But here's what I'm talking about. So we have got 13 furnaces on each side, so 26 in total, which means when you drop a stack of stuff down here, 26 times 2 is 52. So pretty much one stack of items means that two pieces, like if I dumped a stack of coal or cobblestone up in the top to be cooked, two pieces of cobblestone are going to pass through each furnace, and then whatever the remainder is, which is like 8, okay? One piece of charcoal cooks 8 items. I haven't really done the math, but you're going to have to dump quite a few stacks of stuff in here to optimize using one piece of charcoal. What's going to end up happening is you're going to run 2 items through here for that stack. You'll be done, and 6 potential items could have been cooked. A piece of charcoal gets wasted. If I'm running sticks through here, the sticks, it's 2 per item. So if I run 2 items through this furnace, we're going to use up 4 sticks, and then it's done. It stops cooking. So we're not wasting as much fuel, even though the charcoal is more fuel efficient. Now, right now, we don't really have a way to get sticks, because sticks is still going to be a 50% loss in the fuel efficiency. But depending on how many items you're cooking, that loss might be made up for how much charcoal you would have been losing by running it through the system. What we really need on this server, what would be great, if I had some food, I'm going to have to run over to Nash's farm again. I've been jumping around so much that I have just absolutely run out of food once again. You know what? We'll do that in just a second, because I've got to go that way over there in just a second anyway. But I want to show you how fast this thing cooks, okay? I went ahead and I chopped down a whole bunch more spruce. I'm just going to go ahead and convert this to charcoal. We're going to go ahead and do it for now as charcoal. And in the future, when we can get ourselves a more fuel efficient way, like if we can get a blaze rod farm, or if we can get a witch farm so that we can just get endless sticks, or if nobody's gets a kelp farm going, we'll have to do the math, because kelp's going to cook 20 items per block of kelp. However, the upside is that kelp can be run on a farm and just like run itself, whereas wood doesn't run automatic. You have got to get bone meal so you can get the trees to grow fast, and you got to chop them down. If we can get a kelp farm going and it can run automatically, even though the loss 20 items per block of kelp is kind of crazy, you know. Ooh, hello dolphin. Until we can get a bunch of sticks going from a witch farm, that might be a better way to go, because it's automatic and it's renewable. But here we go. I've been mouthing off long enough to be cooked. We're going to go ahead and cook. Let's cook some of this. I'm going to convert the rest of these as sticks. But I'm going to sit here for just a few seconds. Now, these are all getting distributed down below. And what has to happen is, however long it takes for one item to cook in a furnace, that's how long it's going to take before we start seeing the first items start popping up here. However, once they do, it's going to be 26 items cooking at once. So 26 items are going to make their way up here. Here it goes. See, there's that warm-up period. And then, boy, this stuff just starts pouring in. And before you know it, we're going to have all this stuff cooked. I mean, look at this. I've only been talking for, I don't know, maybe half a minute. And we've almost got a whole stack. So this thing is really, really cool to have around, because now when people want to have smooth stone and they've got a ton of cobble they want to convert, or they got a bunch of food. And the cool thing is, it doesn't have to be like one item. You can just mix and match. Dump a bunch of stuff in there. It's all going to run through the smelter. And whoop, it's going to come up here to the surface super quick. We'll go ahead and dump this stuff over here, because that is where that's supposed to go anyway. So let's see here. I need to make myself another boat, because I'm not going to go down below to see if I've got a boat. And I will patch up this hole right here. So this area is ready to go. It is finally optimized. It's as fast as I can get it to go for now, unless I come up with some crazy new idea. And before I run off into the sunset, let's go ahead and sleep so we can be safe. But there's something else I need to show you. There's something else, and what I want you to do is put in the comment section below, what are we going to do about this? Because this is crazy. So remember how I said I was pulling a signal, and I was running the signal all the way down there, and all the way down to a clock? Well, I was. And then I figured out a different way to do it. So I started to backfill all this area. But I had to stop myself. I had to leave a little bit of an area, because look. As I was digging all of this out, I happened to find this. And do you know what this is? It's Sausage's buried hidden treasure. Look at this. Yikes, look at this. He's got some great stuff here. Let's run over here. Oh, check your recipes. Let's see here. Let's do that. I'm going to toss some of this stuff on the ground. What I'll do is I'll start backfilling all this, and it's going to follow. Yeah, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. Come here, you. You go right there. You go right there. Because there were some emeralds in here, and there's some gold. There's gold in them there chests right there. So I found the buried treasure. I don't know if I win a prize. I don't know. I'm going to leave that because that might flood. Let's see here. Actually, that was a dumb idea because I'm going to have to pillar up all the way up because I do have to come back and like put a whole bunch of stuff down there, and I don't want to do that on camera. We can do this. We've got this. And now that I came all the way down here, I could have gotten a boat, couldn't I? All right, so let's stack our way back up. I don't know if anybody slept yet or not. No, they haven't. So we shall sleep. And I've turned off chat so that way I could go ahead and film. They were the people. Nobodies and BJW and Silent Whisper. The Lone Blanket. Somebody must be doing a time lapse or something. But happy, happy dolphins, I tell you what. So we're going to go ahead and go back over here and check out our portal. Now, I figured out what had happened. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Nobodies or Silent Whisper was helping me in look, they multiply. I'm telling you, it's like the boat litterer. Literally the litter of boats is insane in this server. You people are out of control, I tell you what. Let's see here. A little bit of carrots for sustenance. I'm so worried that I'm going to drop down and like break the, like this. If you hop down wrong, you'll break the farmland, and then it won't be worth farming on anymore. You have to come back and till it. Let's see. Will that get us enough? Are you going to... There we go. That'll be it. What is this over here? I see a marker. Hopefully it's not a spoiler. Am I not spoiling anything? Oh, hi, Town Shop by Sausage. Well, I got some of your stuff, so you can start your shop there, buddy. So let's go ahead over here. This will be the quick way to do this. So what had happened was they said, we'll break your portal and reignite it. Sometimes portals act a little crazy, and you have to tear them apart, reignite them, and they will resynchronize properly. That's what happened. So I went ahead and reignited the portal, and I think I tore the other one down already. I can't remember if I did or not. Let's hop through here and find out. We still need to do something to make this area safe. We don't want gas shooting at us. But check this out. Yep, I did. This is where the other portal was. I went ahead and tore it up. Now this one faced north-south like it's supposed to. East-west is correct. We're facing east. That's going to be very important in a later episode. I tell you, and you will trust me that I tell you. Is that east? That is east. Okay. Awesome. But we're practically back here, I think, where we started. Didn't we start in the desert? And we ended up in the desert. We came full circle. Look at that. But this episode was a whole lot of fun to film. We got our portal set up so we can get over here when we want to start working on our base. We finally got the smelter. Oh my gosh, we can see it from here in all its glory. Look at you, you beautiful, beautiful smelter, you. We finally have it actually working. Project complete. Unless some redstone craziness comes out. That is done. Awesome, awesome. I've got a few more projects that I want to do in Spawn Town. BJW's working on a skeleton farm over there that Nobodies had found. So we're going to be able to set up a flower factory over there for dyes, so everybody can have dyes. I know that they're working on separating a bunch of good villagers over there so we can get a trading hall going over there. So that's something to build. Then we got this big cool area that's going to be done. And trust me, this... Yeah, Zloy talked about building something big and monstrous, right? Yeah. The challenge is on, buddy. We're going to see whose base ends up being bigger and more. I've already one-upped you, sir. I am within spawn distance. Anybody? Right over there on the other side of Nash's little building. Little over here. It's pretty big over there. But when they spawn in for the first time to this server and they look to the north, they are going to see something and go, whoa, I know Lloyd didn't build that. Actually, I don't know what they'll think. They might think, yikes, what a hideous monstrosity. But I do believe that Zloy has thrown down the gauntlet of challenge, and Piggy has picked it up. We're going to see if we can rival old Mr. Zloy. Yeah, we'll see about this. But if you enjoyed this episode, please click that like button. And if this is your first time watching, would you consider subscribing? I would really appreciate it. And if you subscribe, go ahead and click that notification bell so YouTube knows that every time I put out an episode, you want to be notified. You want to know what's up because you want to see the pig doing all kinds of pig things. Decidedly vanilla and otherwise. Yeah, because we got tons of stuff always coming out on the channel. But thank you all so much for watching. I had a fun time filming this episode, and I can't wait to get ready for the next project. So I hope to see you in the next episode of Decidedly Vanilla.